If you don't know Gwen Stefani from her pop hits or her time judging on The Voice, you definitely know her from her iconic fashion line. But with that level of success? Oh, the scandals just follow, don't they? From accusations of cultural appropriation to a messy cheating scandal, Gwen's had her fair share of drama. But hey, let's take a peek at her journey today, shall we? Gwen Stefani, born October 3rd, 1969, in Fullerton, California, was never meant to be anything less than iconic. Raised in Anaheim, she grew up with a soundtrack curated by her parents, Dennis, an Italian-American Yamaha exec, and Patty, an Irish-American former accountant turned homemaker. Gwen has two younger siblings and an older brother, Eric, who was the original keyboardist for No Doubt before ditching the band for a career in animation, specifically for The Simpsons. At 15, she went blonde for the first time. That moment split her life into before and after. She graduated from Laura High in 1987, bounced around Fullerton and Cypress colleges, and then dropped out of California State University, Fullerton to chase the dream. Spoiler alert, it worked. She wrote her first song, made a demo, played it for her dad. He passed it around to his friends, told her, "Don't ever take lessons. Your voice doesn't need fixing." Her brother Eric agreed, and that's when it all started. With No Doubt. In 1986, Gwen's brother Eric introduced her to the team, and by 1987, she was the lead singer of the band No Doubt after tragedy struck. John Spence, the original lead, passed away. Gwen's grandmother passed. Eric eventually left. Gwen and Tony's relationship collapsed, and yet somehow all this tension, grief, and heartbreak bled into Tragic Kingdom in 1995. And that was the moment everything changed. Don't Speak was everywhere. The album sold over 16 million copies worldwide, and that's not even the best part. Now, if you thought she was just a one-hit wonder, think again. Gwen wasn't satisfied with just dominating the ska scene. In 2004, she went solo with Love, Angel, Music, Baby, a pop record that felt like a whole new Gwen, and everyone was here for it. She worked with everyone from Pharrell to Andre 3000, and What You Waiting For was the perfect blend of catchy and introspective. But it wasn't just that. Hollaback Girl hit like a bomb, and it became the first U.S. single to sell over 1 million downloads. In 2006, The Sweet Escape came along, and even though it wasn't quite as massive, Gwen was still running the show. But her time as a solo artist didn't mean No Doubt was over. No. They came back in 2012 with Push and Shove, and the video for Settle Down was basically the return of No Doubt, mixed with all of Gwen's edge. But then, she stepped into the world of reality TV in 2014. She became a coach on The Voice, and her influence stretched even further. No one could touch her. Her singles like Used to Love You and Make Me Like You kept her on top of the game. Fast forward to 2018, and Gwen took over Las Vegas. Just a Girl sold out shows, made people scream, and didn't let up. A few years later, she's back on The Voice, keeping everyone on their toes. And just when you thought she was slowing down, there was Bouquet, Gwen's 5th studio album, which dropped in 2024. All in all, she's had it good. But music isn't the only thing she dipped her toes in. This girl has been making headlines for her relationships as well. First up, we've got Tony Kanal. These two go way back to 1987, when they were just teenagers, and they actually ended up forming No Doubt together. They spent 7 years together, but the relationship ended up falling apart. And that heartbreak is the stuff that made No Doubt's biggest hit, Don't Speak. Oh, and him being of Indian heritage was the reason she was often seen wearing that bindi back in early 90s. But even after their breakup, they stayed close. In fact, in January 2024, Gwen posted this cute little clip of her, Tony, and the whole No Doubt gang on a video call announcing they're reuniting for Coachella. Now, let's talk about her next big relationship, Gavin Rossdale. Gwen met him back back in 1995 when No Doubt toured with his band Bush. They clicked, they dated, and by 2002, they were tying the knot. It seemed like all sunshine and rainbows until 2004 when Gavin casually dropped the bomb that he had a secret kid from a previous relationship. But hold up, Gwen stuck by him. They had their first child together in 2006 and then 2 more after that, living the picture-perfect life. Right? Wrong. After 20 years together, they announced their split in 2015, and allegedly, it was because Rossdale allegedly cheated on her with the nanny. Mindy Mann, the woman they trusted to look after their kids, was reportedly sending naked pics and steamy texts to Gavin. One of the other nannies grabbed an iPad and she found the texts, photos, everything, and allegedly, she even treated that nanny like a sister. A couple of weeks later, Gavin was out of the family home, moving into a place in Bel Air. And then there's Blake Shelton. Before Gwen and Gavin even broke up, Gwen found herself on the set of The Voice, where she met Blake. At the time, he was still married to Miranda Lambert, but things were definitely about to get interesting. A year later, after Gwen posted that one selfie with Blake, captioned "Heart Him," fans started wondering if there was a little more than just friendly coach vibes going on. Not long after, Gwen and Blake were officially a thing. Then, in 2020, after 5 years of dating, Blake popped the question, and Gwen was all over Instagram, showing off that shiny new rock. The best part? They actually got married in July 2021 at Blake's ranch, and it was a whole family affair. But the truth is that this couple can't catch a break. Every time they post a picture or drop a song, the rumors just go wild. Case in point, Gwen's new song, Still Gonna Love You, from her Bouquet Deluxe album. People are losing their minds over it. Some are even speculating it's about their relationship. Is it hot and cold? Is there trouble in paradise? You know, the usual drama. Let's rewind a bit. Rumors about their marriage started swirling in late 2023. The real drama started when people noticed Gwen had deleted a bunch of old videos of her and Blake on Instagram. But here's the twist. Gwen wasn't about to let people write her love story for her. In April 2024, she stepped up and clapped back hard. "The truth is, I'm in love with my best friend," she said. Oh, and it got even better. She told everyone, "You can say whatever you want. Last week they were saying we were getting divorced again. It's all lies." She didn't hold back. So, after all the drama, are Gwen and Blake still standing strong? Gwen seems to think so. Or are the rumors true this time? Guess we'll find out soon enough. But that's not all. She's been accused of cultural appropriation left and right, and it started with the Harajuku girls after SGE released her solo album, Love, Angel, Music, Baby in 2004. She decided to roll with 4 Japanese-American dancers, dressed them in full-on Harajuku fashion, and gave them names like Love and Angel, as in, those were their stage names. And people weren't exactly throwing parades for her. In fact, the girls were rumored to have been told to only speak Japanese in public. But it didn't stop there. Gwen launched her Harajuku Lovers brand, which was basically a full-on commercialized version of the culture. And of course, the critics were loud. But hey, Gwen had an answer for everything. She went on record saying, "If we didn't trade our cultures, we wouldn't have all this beauty." And then there's the bindi. The 90s, when Gwen thought it was super cute to wear a bindi like it was just a fashion accessory. While it's a symbol of spiritual and cultural significance for South Asians, Gwen decided to rock it at award shows like it was her new favorite necklace. Her excuse was that I was just sharing culture with my bandmate Tony, who's Indian. Now let's not be haters, because she shared that it was in fact her boyfriend and bandmate Tony's mother who gave her those bindis. But we're not done yet. Gwen also wore cornrows, Bantu knots, you name it. Bantu knots are sacred to the Zulu people in South Africa. But Gwen, she wore them as her go-to look for concerts. People weren't impressed. And then came luxurious. In 2005, Gwen dropped the music video where she fully embraced Chola culture. Thin eyebrows, bold lips, and a whole lot of Latin American extras. And don't even get me started on the Frida Kahlo-inspired look with piñatas on stage. But you know, that's Gwen for you, always playing with fire. And finally, the cherry on top, looking hot. In 2012, No Doubt dropped a cowboy and Indians-themed music video with Gwen dressed as a Native American princess, feathered headdress, moccasins, dancing by a bonfire. It was so bad that No Doubt took it down, issued a half-hearted apology, and begged for forgiveness. So what's the verdict? Gwen's legendary, no doubt about it, but her fascination with other cultures? Yeah, it's complicated. She's had her share of defense speeches, saying it's all about cultural exchange, but whether or not people buy that is a whole different story. But other than different cultures, what else has she ventured into? Fashion acting and some other things. From No Doubt, where she made most of her own stage outfits, to launching LAMB in 2004, Gwen was all about mixing up styles: Guatemalan, Japanese, Jamaican, you name it. Celebs like Nicole Kidman and Terry Hatcher were all over it. But Gwen wasn't done. In 2005, she dropped Harajuku Lovers, a line that was clothes, cameras, phone charms, and even undies. She kept the empire growing with perfumes. Elle in 2007, and a whole fragrance line under Harajuku Lovers in 2008. Fast forward, and by 2011, she's the face of L'Oreal, followed by a makeup collab with Urban Decay in 2016. Not stopping there, Gwen started her eyewear line, LAMB Glasses, and GX for more affordable options. In 2014, she even created Cuckoo Harajuku, an animated series about her and the Harajuku girls as a band fighting evil and chasing fame. By 2022, she launched Give Beauty, her own makeup line. And she's of course done her fair share of charity over the years. She donated $185,000 from her Vegas shows to the Cure for the Kids Foundation, which helps kids with life-threatening illnesses. Oh, and they even dedicated a patient exam room to her. But that's not all. Gwen's an honorary board member for the EB Medical Research Foundation and supports places like CHOC Hospital and Make-A-Wish. Plus, she's backed charities like ALS, AIDS Research, Baby2Baby, and UNICEF. And in 2025, No Doubt reunited for a charity concert to help with California's wildfire relief. Gwen's definitely using her fame to make the world a little better. Gwen Stefani's got a jam-packed 2025 ahead. She's gearing up for a tour with all her hits and No Doubt classics, plus an acoustic version of Still Gonna Love You just dropped as part of Bouquet Deluxe. She's also hinting at new music with Something Blooming. And don't forget, she's hitting the stage at the Love and Life Festival in May and Odyssey's Leading Ladies show in April. As for her net worth, it's still sitting strong at $160 million, thanks to her music, fashion, and smart investments. Looks like Gwen's keeping busy and making waves.